Uh, is this normal? I don't think this is normal. Alright, hello. Listen. I know. Yesterday's video, bad idea. Why the hell did I put the effects to 200%? I really don't know. I'm sorry. Like, seriously, I'm sorry. It will not happen again, I swear. And we can just go to today's subject. Today's subject, Chinese AFK strat weapon. Yeah, I said it. AFK. Ban him. He said the word. He said the trigger word. Why do Chinese people like this weapon so much? Well, this weapon is the weapon with the largest range in the game without any mods or anything at 7.5. How is it 7.5? Well, on its own, this weapon has a range of 3 meters, and then it gets an invigoration that increases it by 0.5 meters, and then if you go to the incarnate form, you get another 4 meters, which means that without anything, we have a 7.5 meter of range when incarnate form is activated, and 62% base status chance. This is the influence weapon of all time. This is sloppy. This is so sloppy that if you put it in between 2 buns, you would probably call it a sloppy joke. I really like that joke. Thank you, YouTube commenter, for that one. I'm stealing it. So how much range do we get with this? Let's do the math. So we have 9.26 from the mods because my Riven mod has range, and then we have range from Prime Reach. So with those, we have 9.26. Add 4 meters from the Incarnate Evolution, add 2 meters from String Loaded Blade, and then add another 3 meters from that. So this is 5 meters from these two, and then 4 meters, so 9 meters in total. So yeah, we have 18.26 meters of range when we heavy attack and 15.26 meters of range when we don't heavy attack. Do I need to tell you anything else? Oh yeah, also it's a melee weapon. I have said this before when I did my melee weapons video in general, and I will say it again. If you're someone who wants to use a melee weapon, you should not put an attack speed mod on that melee weapon. You should use the attack speed provided by a Warframe or an Arcane. So if you want to play with a Warframe that has very good melee scaling, like let's say Volt, let's say Excalibur or something, you should use either an ability that they have that increases your attack speed, or Arcane Strike, or Subsume Warcry onto them. And there is nothing in between. You have to do it. If you don't do it, you're losing on so much damage that it's actually... I hit the mic. So much damage that it's actually not worth playing the melee weapon otherwise. It's genuinely not worth modding for attack speed instead of using these factors, because the attack speed mods we have are simply not good enough. The best attack speed mode in terms of value is Berserker Fury, and Berserker Fury provides a whopping 70%. 70% is nothing. It literally is nothing compared to the other bonuses that you can get on it. And then even with Berserker Fury isn't even the best attack speed mode that you can put on a weapon. It's in fact quickening. This is better than Berserker Fury. You don't need a kill to activate it. You get combo count chance, which is extremely underrated at the start. It's so much better. It's just so much better. If you want to use a melee weapon, use some attack speed from somewhere. I'm gonna use Wisp because she is my main and I like her. What do we play this on then? Do we have anything good here? Oh, look at that. Let's get a Gaia part. Why not? I like Gaia. I'm building a third one. Why not? You never know when I might need the fourth one. Anyways, Bow Prime. So on its own, the damage is pretty good on this. This has pretty okay damage from the get-go, especially when enemies are involved. But its real strength comes from when you actually have a lot of enemies tested on and you have the attack speed. So now with the attack speed, and when we actually get a group of enemies so that melee influence affects it better. Is this normal? I don't think this is normal. There is a reason why the mods on this weapon are so expensive. And obviously this is a meme build. Let's be so for real. Spring-loaded blade. Seriously, you should not use it. You do not need 15 meters of range ever. You do not need 18 meters range ever. Anything that is like 10 to 12 meters is already so overkill that it doesn't matter. I just like memeing like this, okay? I'm gonna be so for real. So let me use Eclipse and actually have damage now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, are we seeing this? Who did this? 4 meters of range by activating encounter. Who did this? I have a ranged melee weapon. This is like playing the Vastalok all over again. I deemed the Vastalok overpowered because it could do this. I mean, I think Vastalok is probably kind of better than this low-key. If I'm being so for real in terms of damage and everything else, the Vastalok is probably like dipping this really hard right now, because the Vastalok would absolutely destroy this guy right now if it was just that. It's mainly due to the Vastalok not needed to actually mod for range at all, and it is just range in general. So I mean, it is what it is. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna leave some Vastalok video in the description below so you can check it out. Because I do think, in terms of having melee influence setups and how far melee influence setups actually go, the Vastalok is probably one of the best ones you can do. Being so for real. But you can tell me that this doesn't look stupid. Yeah, sure, I would have a much better time to kill if I used a better build or some crit damage modes, but hey, fun above everything, man. And I mean, it still kills. It's not bad, especially when I add Eclipse. But yeah, obviously, I don't need all this. You genuinely don't need all that. But I will say, bow Ravens that have plus range are pretty expensive. They might become more expensive when this video gets out, and I'm sorry about that, but they kind of deserve it. Like this kind of goes hard. But I will say, as far as staves go, like the staves class, I still think the Typedo Prime is a better one. The damage of the Typedo Prime is just so ridiculous. It's insane. It might not have this range and, you know, be as sloppy as this is, but the Typedo Prime damage is so unbelievable. Like, it's genuinely ridiculous. This one's alright. You kinda hold D and wait for enemies to die with like 100 electric procs, and that's fine, but like this guy has 150 electricity procs. Look at the damage. It's not even that crazy. And they just run out. So damage wise, it's not the greatest. As far as kills per minute goes, this is great. Oh, I think Acolyte is gonna kind of showcase how bad my damage actually is. Probably. Let's see. Never mind. My damage might be goated. But no, Typedo Prime is still better when it comes to damage. I'm sorry about that. I'm no joking. But yeah. Do we think 18 meters of range is cool? I think it's pretty cool. I think it looks diabolical. It reminds me of the old days of Warframe when slide attacks would be literally like almost 20 meters long and they would go through walls. Like, back in the day, your melee attacks could go through walls, and he had to nerf that because people would slide attack with the Atarax and the Skoliak around and just one-tap everyone. because Maiming Strike back in the day was additive crit damage, not multiplicative like it is now. I think Bow Prime, 18 meters of range. The highest you can reach, by the way, in case you're wondering, is around 18.8 meters. Because I think the max amount that Bow Prime Riven can get is 3.3 or 3.4. I think it's 3.3. So 18.8 would be the max. That's still absolutely unbelievable. But do I really care about going 2+ and 1- just for the 0.5 meters of range? Like, come on, this is already so overkill in terms of range. This is so overkill in terms of range that I probably would have to get a range mode out in terms of to add more damage to my build, because right now I'm kind of missing damage, if I'm being so for you. So yeah, if you want to do this and you don't want to meme and you want to do it unironically, you should probably swap this to probably galvanized steel, like this. And the crit damage from galvanized steel would give you way more damage. Also, this build doesn't have any type of base damage from what I'm seeing, so you could also do Prime Pressure Point, and that would be absolutely great. In terms of having base damage on melee influence setups, usually Prime Pressure Point is better than doing Condition Overload, because melee influence only spreads elemental damages, which means here, for this setup for example, we would only spread electricity, which if we have Condition Overload, it would give us 80% damage to everyone else, but if we had Prime Pressure Point, we would get 165% damage to everyone else. So even if I'm running something like a Panzerwolf, let's say, and it adds the Vara procs, Prime Pressure Point, it's still, well, by only 5% more damage obviously, but it's still more beneficial to run than running Condition Overload if you run something like this. This is just food for thought. I think this is important things to know when you're building for influence, and why Prime Pressure Point is generally the better solution to Condition Overload. But yeah, if you have some type of primary pet like a Hound or a Sentinel, you can definitely go with Condition Overload instead. Up to you. Thank you very much for watching another video of mine, and I will see you on the next one.